Hello, everybody. This is TrainerHado, and for the first time, I'm doing a very different type of video. We have MysticArcane here on the voice call,
What's up?
and we really need to talk about Life is Strange reunion.
Oh, boy howdy, I am ready.
I want to preface this by saying we do like these games, I promise. Like, I have played every single one of them, even Captain whatever it was, I don't remember.
Captain Spirit.
Yeah, hated that game, but that's beside the point. We like these games. It's just specifically Double Exposure and Reunion, I think, have some very interesting narrative choices. And Mystic and I have kind of been talking about it back and forth for, like, we had, like a multi-week conversation where we would just keep
Had a whole discussion, and we're like, let's just do this out of spite, because, my God, these games suck.
I was talking about specifically when, like, Exposure came out, and, like...
Oh, we went on a full rant on that.
Yeah, like, we would be okay for a little bit, and then we would be like, hold on a second, motherfucker.
Each chapter was we're so back, oh, fuck, we're so back, and then it just nosedived into Max returning in Avengers Doomsday.
Yes. Okay. So, let's, get into it. So, obviously, we'll start with Double Exposure and the issues we had with that, and then go into Reunion, because despite the fact that these games are very obviously and intentionally built on each other, it doesn't feel that way. Mystic, go ahead and start with any of
Where do I even start?
So, at what point for you in Double Exposure did the game kind of just stop giving a shit? Because, in my opinion, it was right after we found out that Safi is a shapeshifter. Like, at that point, I think the entirety of the rest of the game, so, like, I think that was the very end of Chapter 3, and then Chapters 4 and 5 were just, like, fuck this, we don't care, whatever.
Okay, because, like, Double Exposure just felt they were definitely just trying to make parallels to 1. So you had, instead of Chloe, we have Safi, your new best friend, and Vortex Cup, we get Abraxas, which we can get into that with Reunion.
Yeah.
Good lord. I think, yeah, once it was like Safi's a shapeshifter, and they sort of just dropped the whole Max murdered Safi, like, that kind of just went out the window after that.
Yeah, I don't understand why they had Max kill Safi, or, like, have the photo of her pointing the gun at Safi's head.
And the thing was, it was, like, such a good, like, cliffhanger of, like, Moza seeing it, and it's like, no, you can't explain it. It's like, that's literally a photo of her with a gun, and then it just sort of devolved into so many plot points that just never get resolved.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, I think another one of my big issues with Double Exposure is the fact that it doesn't feel like a lot of your choices mattered. Like, you could stick up for Moses against the cop who, like, touches himself in another reality and gets
my God, let me tell you about Alderman. My God, did they just say, oh, well, like, my boy got eviscerated from reality and no one gives a shit. Like, the fact that, like, I gave Moses the cool little, like, time scar whatever because I was trying to help this man. Does that come up in Reunion or ever at all? Nope. And just the fact that, like, it was just discussed over, like, a text that you could just ignore where they're like, oh, I guess he just never existed. What do we do with this? I don't know. We gotta find Safi.
Yeah,
Like,
and then it's...
like,
they don't
what the
even
fuck?
bring it up in Reunion either, and it's...
And it's one of those things too of like, I feel like you would feel a little guilty, like at least, like eradicating someone from existence. They always talk about like consequences, and I feel like that was the biggest consequence of them all. Of just like, nope. Oh god, I really wish he was in that void world in Reunion.
That would have made at least
like,
a little bit of
or
sense.
just like, you girls keep fighting. I've been stuck in here for a year and no one has come looking for me. Like, oh my god. And the thing too with that is that, like, in Double Exposure, Reggie sees his doppelganger too. And I thought it was gonna go somewhere. Of like, oh, there's... So when I first played with my friend, we had a whole theory of like, oh, if the timeline is split, what if there's like an evil version of ourselves trying to take over?
Okay.
And we're like, okay, evil Max has to be somewhere. So when we saw, like, before it was revealed to be Safi, we're like, oh, cool, she's trying to mess with us. Because why isn't there like an alter Max, but there's like 2 of everyone else?
You know, that's a good question. I wish I could. I wish the game told us anything.
It would have been so interesting of like, hey, we gotta fight ourselves or something. I don't know. So if we just eviscerated all the men. Man was just trying to do his job, even though he was kind of like
racist about it.
And just pretty rude. Although Max, were you also yelling when like Max just left the photo on the counter and he walked in? It's like, girl, just throw it on the floor, put it in your pocket.
Yeah, very much so. And then like,
God, that was so frustrating.
I also, what was it? A lot of things with Safi, I think in Double Exposure just don't make sense because like I understand how very upset she is with her mother and the Caledon system as a whole, but like her going like, oh yeah, no, me and you, we could do whatever the fuck we wanted because
she was Magneto at the end.
Yeah,
and she never made the League of Villains, and I was so hoping for the League of Villains to pop up in Reunion.
Oh yeah, 100. Like, I was expecting Safi to be the like kind of main antagonist over the course of Reunion, and she's just kind of there being cunty the entire game.
She's just there to cause problems just for the goofs, and it got to just be annoying. Not even like, oh no, we have to stop her, we have to save her. It was just like, oh god, it's you again.
Yeah, which again, I personally am not complaining about that much because I loved just how much of a bitch she was throughout the entire game, throughout Reunion. I thought it hit that good line of like, oh, this bitch, this is gonna be a fun scene type of thing. But like, what the fuck?
When it's coupled with the fact of like Safi going like, yeah, Max is my best friend too. I'm like, was she though? You're like not.
You guys aren't on good terms right now.
Good. Which I wonder what would have happened if we said that we did like side with her in the beginning of like Reunion when you have to pick your choices.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't have mattered though, because it would still lead to like the fire and everything.
I would assume so because because Vin and Rin are the guys regardless, right?
Yeah, but then the third one that happens is because of Safi.
Yeah.
Which I guess we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Oh boy, well, we gotta get through double exposure first.
Yeah, let's get through double exposure. I also just have a bad taste in my mouth with double exposure because it's like, what the fuck is the point of the double exposure? Like, the gimmick of the game, like, what is... Like, I understand you separate Safi from everyone else.
You, like exercise
yeah,
people, but it only shows up till the very end.
Yeah. And I think it would have been a lot more interesting if you at least had the option to kind of, like, have that as a puzzle-solving tool and not just a, oh, hey, this is that, have fun.
Honestly, it should have been used instead of Max having that, like, shift ability of I can just bring in something from another dimension, like into the alternate timeline to ours. Like, imagine like you just take a photo of like the telescope or something, and then that's how you bring it to Dead World or whatever.
That, or like, I wouldn't even be opposed to it being like, if you're in Dead World or in Live World and you need something from, or like, it takes a photo of both of them simultaneously, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just something where you use the camera more, because I really feel like they just, especially reunions, just like, alright, Max has multiple powers now. They have to do with time, but like, some of them just felt like, sure, but you had to convince me that was not like based off her first power of rewind.
Let's actually talk about Max's powers for a minute, because I think it's very... I'll say strange. I think it's very strange that...
Life.
Yeah, wow. Dun
Crazy. We got there.
Yeah, that's the joke, everybody. I think it's very strange that, like, the game tries to, like, imply that Max's powers got upgraded, and then once the timelines merge at the end of the game, they get downgraded again for some fucking reason, even though I would argue Rewind is still a better ability than her being able to jump in between timelines.
It's weird how they explained it, because I always assumed after one that like she just lost the powers because the storm is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's like, I guess they want to explain the reality shifting to be because it was triggered from Safi's death.
Yeah.
Like, that's my only assumption, but it's just kind of weird that like she just figures out immediately. That's like, whoa, I can just jump through realities now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like, I love Max. She is incredibly sweet, and again, I feel like so much of the dialogue from that game is just pulled out of shit that, like, I would say on a regular basis. I'll give that to Deck 9.
Deck 9.
The only thing that I'll give to Deck 9 about these games is they still land the dialogue and the humor for Max and Chloe perfectly. But as for 99% of everything else, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So with double exposure, we have obviously this story of finding out Safi also has powers, and depending at the end of whether or not you side with her on her making her own, like, League of Villains or whatever, we end up finding out Diamond has powers of some kind.
Oh my god, Diamond. Oh, sweet Diamond.
Yeah. So let's... Is there anything else from double exposure that you want to talk about exactly? Because for the most part, the only thing that really messes me up is the... Like, your choices don't really seem to matter at all. And, like, Safi is just borderline bipolar. Like, at the last half of the game.
Like, she just goes full villain mode at the end of it, and like, especially because she just frustrates me, because at the end, when, you know, she shoots her own freaking mom, which we didn't even go over. So like forgettable. The thing is, like, we didn't even go over the whole thing with Maya.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a whole cover up, and then yeah, Yasmin was part of it, and I get why she's mad. But I remember Double Exposure too. Like, they also threw in the, oh, she stopped me from contacting my dad, and that's why I'm also mad too. And it's like, okay, like Reunion does it too, where they just sort of throw in like a, here's part of the backstory, so now feel sorry for this character.
Yeah, which...
But I feel like just having Maya, like, because that whole thing was fucked, and...
Oh yeah, no, the entire Maya situation's awful.
It just feels like Double Exposure was just so many plot lines thrown together, because they couldn't just settle on one.
Yeah, and it makes Reunion even more questionable, because it doesn't really seem like any of those plot lines really come through.
Like, nothing from Double Exposure, like, is talked about in Reunion, which is really annoying, because both games, I feel like, were made together if they already announced at the end that, like, Max will return. So they had the second game in mind. It's just, it feels like they said, fuck it, we're gonna just make a new one and hope no one remembers.
I want to say they had the pitch for Reunion, but they needed a justifiable reason to be like, okay, but if the players chose to kill Chloe and save Arcadia Bay, we need to have a reason to bring her back somehow. And so they were like, okay, we'll make parallel timelines, have them merge, and then we'll make the game that we want to make. And that is what caused Reunion. Like, they had the end product.
What a slap in the face to be like, yeah, I made Chloe live. All right, they broke up, and you never hear from her or see her throughout Double Exposure. Because I feel like that was kind of a tease.
Yeah, 100%. Because again, the fan base was very irritated, to say the least, that like, you had that option and it was just, oh yeah, no, we broke up. It's whatever. I don't care anymore.
Off screen too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was...
I don't even think there's a cutscene, like, with you two, like, hanging out if you kept Chloe alive. I could be wrong.
I think at most it probably would have been that photo from Life is Strange 2 that you find.
Oh yeah, at
with David at the hippie camp, but yeah. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else.
Double Exposure has a lot of wasted potential, I'll call it, and at least we are not alone in thinking that one. However, the Reunion seems to be where we are fragmented from the rest of the fan base, apparently.
Oh yeah, some people were like praising it, like saying it was so good and it was like such a good ending, but I just wasn't satisfied. I was just like, all right, I guess that's it.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I think like it's definitely better than
there
Double
are
Exposure.
Good parts to Reunion.
Yes, 100%. I don't think it hits that magic Life is Strange 1 did. Me and you both really like True Colors, but I don't even think it's at True Colors level.
No.
But I definitely see where people like it as much as True Colors. Just, there's a lot of problems with Reunion, I think, that caused me to just be like, I don't want to touch this again.
You're not going to do the second run?
No, not anytime soon. Maybe, like, I might stream it, like, a year or two from now, and do, like, complete opposite choices. We'll see. Okay, let's talk about Reunion, because I can't think of anything else for Double Exposure to talk about. Timelines are merged. Chloe is
back.
Yeah, and is having dreams about Max and the bathroom, and so much shit happens. So, how do you feel? Let's talk about Chloe for a second, because I feel like, above all else, she was the main selling point for this game. Like, not only is Chloe back, but you get to play as her, and you have a talkback feature that you can use, I think, 4 times throughout the course of the game. I'm gonna be so honest, I think the talkback feature is the most wasted thing in this game, because I think I did it.
It's the fact you can't redo it either. It's a one and done. And some are optional too.
Because I think I did it with Noelle, I did it with Joey, and I think those are the only 2 I did in my playthrough, and then you did one with Ren.
I did one with Ren because I found all his stuff and got info.
Yeah, which, don't get me wrong, I understand that, like, the versatility of talkback is not remotely the same as the versatility for, like, rewind, but you would still think that, like, you would give me more than, like, a handful of options to do that throughout the course of the game.
Also, Chloe was, like, the biggest pitch for reunions. Like, she's back, and now she's working side by side with Max. You barely play as her in the entirety of the game, and it just the fact that it's like, okay, now this is Chloe's section, and you don't get to interact with Max, because every time it's like, all right, let's split up and do something. It's like, no, why can't they just work together, but you can play as her, you know?
Yeah, this is away from Chloe, but I know this is a gripe you and I share. What the fuck happened to the chapter system? Like, why did you take that away during, like, this epic conclusion to a story arc?
It doesn't make any sense, and it just felt like when I was playing, there was, like, no good stopping point or, like, breathing room.
Yeah, it was go, go, go.
The plot, it just kept going, and the one thing that, I don't know if, you like it too, is just seeing the stats at the end of each chapter to see, like, oh, what did everyone pick?
Oh yeah, 100%. I love just, like, taking that snippet of the game and being like, okay, how do I compare to everybody else in terms of choices and whatnot? And you just don't get that with Reunion, because it's all at the very end, and it's like,
and it's sort of just, like, thrown together, like, all right, here's just everything. Like, I don't remember the stuff I did in the, I want to say first chapter, but, like, you know, like the beginning part.
Yeah.
And the whole scene select too, if you ever went through it, it's just like, doesn't really make sense. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll start from here.
It's also just irritating because at that point you're like, okay, so yeah, that's gonna help with collectibles, but in terms of, like, overarching choices for the game, like, how does that affect everything? Again, it's gonna be one of those things where, like, maybe in a couple years when I replay it and I go, oh, I'll choose this, but how is that gonna keep things going long term? I don't know.
I feel like a lot of the major choices didn't really have consequences either.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because I'm trying to think of any choice besides, like, the who do you think started the fire and turned the protest violent. I'm trying to think of who, or, like, what choices besides those had, like, legitimate consequences. Chloe using Max's name doesn't do anything.
I did see that if you made up a name, then Lucas becomes more friendlier to Chloe.
I mean, that makes sense.
So, like, it's for that achievement that, like, Lucas will tell you info about the protest. That's because, like, oh, okay, you're not associate of Max, so now I know you're a real one, kind of thing.
That makes sense. I was just thinking of it through the aspect of, like, your relationship with Noelle, but that makes sense in terms of, like, everything with Lucas.
Gosh, okay, how do we...
Let's go ahead.
I will say, okay, wait.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I would say Chloe was, I think, my favorite character in Reunion, just because I just liked her dialogue and just the stuff that she did. It still felt like Chloe from 1, but more mature.
Yeah.
Like, the best part was just her taking Safi's bag and throwing it into the lake. It's like, all right, Max, you know what to do. Come on. Like,
hurry the fuck up.
Incredible. That was so good.
Oh yeah,
like,
I loved
was,
it.
Laughing.
Yeah, no, Chloe, her character really improves in Reunion, because one of the few things I'll agree with MatPat on is that Chloe is awful in Life is Strange 1. Like, not in a, oh my god, this woman is intolerable, more of like a, I see the appeal of her, but I could never be friends with you in real life sort of way.
Oh yeah, no, she's pretty toxic.
Yeah. But when it comes to Reunion, I'm very much like okay, we can be friends now, I think. Like, you're gonna be one of those friends I see once every year or two, but we can be friends.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Lucas, and...
Oh, boy, howdy do I have opinions on this man. I hate him so much.
Yeah, no, because this motherfucker...
He becomes way worse.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Okay, like, we talked about no consequences. Why the fuck is he just, like, still at the bar? Sure, he had to retire early. That was for, Caledon. But, like, man should be in jail.
Yeah, man is also teaching high school right now. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Oh my god,
the fucking... Like, how do you get a job afterwards when it's exposed, like, hey, you stole from a student that drove her to, like, suicide.
Yeah, and then you were a part of the administration that helped cover it up.
Yeah, so, oh my god, Lucas. The fact that it's just, everyone's like, well, he's here. And, like, no one has any animosity when it's like, I thought Vin was, like, Maya's friend. Like, why is everyone just chill with him, first of all? And then, like, I will say, it is realistic that he does become a podcaster.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, man gets canceled, and then, like, alright, I'm gonna become a podcaster now and talk about how Caledon sucks, even though it's like, no. I mean, Caledon does, but, like, you committed, like, actual crimes.
I committed a terrible crime, but Caledon let me commit this terrible crime, so therefore it's Caledon's problem.
The fact that, like, oh my god, it baffled me when he's just like, he hates Max now, and then he's like, oh, Caledon's toxic. And Max even calls him out, being like, so the school made you plagiarize? And then he's just like, oh, call me whatever, but, like, school is bad. And now he's teaching high schoolers, being like, I can mold them in my image. And I'm like, is that kind of grooming?
Shut the fuck up, Andrew Tate.
That? Oh my, he's, like, so, like, right-wing ass podcaster now. Yeah. And it is just, especially, like, okay, I know the bar is associated with Caledon, but, like, come on, Amanda, you were there. Ban this man. Like,
yeah, you
saw all that happen.
You own the bar. Just tell him to leave. He can't say no. And
then he's so insufferable throughout the entire game. And
I mean, to be fair, I think he's insufferable in both, but they kick it up a notch in Reunion. It's very impressive.
Way worse. He's, like, actively hostile, and he's just like, well, I'm better than everyone else, so, like...
I have evolved past the need for education.
But yet uses, like, all the big words and the protests in Latin. It's like, alright, man's just up his own ass the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, and it's also wild to me because it's not even like he plays that huge of a role in Reunion to, like, justify him not being in jail.
You could have just had Joey and be, like, the protest, and that's it. Like, because Joey does have a reason to be mad at the school, because he thinks that they're taking the funding from the town. Lucas is just, he's just there, and he's just there to, like, be an obstacle.
Yeah.
And not even a good one.
Again, it makes me wonder, because it's like, okay, I understand that Lucas had, I wouldn't say major, but a significant role in Double Exposure, because, you know, he is the reason why, like, Sophie's headspace is basically where it's at during Double Exposure, but
yeah,
like, why the hell is he still such a focus in Reunion when he's not that active? He is consistently just kind of like chilling at the bar going like, I'm above this, so fuck all of you.
Like, I hate Caledon, and surrounds himself with Caledon. And another thing too is just, especially like, you know, I like checking everything, and the fact that the bar has an auction where it's like, oh, you can bid to have Lucas look at your work, and it's like, are you sure he's just gonna steal it again? Like,
yeah,
why are you letting someone pay money? Oh, and then also, and it could have, you know what? Like, they should have just replaced it with Gwen.
Oh yeah, that would have been
Gwen was
so
also
much
the English
better.
teacher. Like, that would have been way better. And another thing that bothers me too is that Maya's work, like they show, got published like post-mortem, and they're like, okay, this is to honor her. And then even Moses is like, oh yeah, Maya's work is getting the recognition finally. And it's like, okay, if that exists, then Lucas should be in jail, because the whole reason why she's not here is because of him.
Yeah, it just, again, this is what we're talking about when we say that part of this game was made just to get stuff going for a reunion, and then they didn't care about what happened after that.
Oh god, it's just, he was just so unpleasant the whole time. Like, I get having antagonistic characters, but he's just like, it's literally the man doesn't even go here anymore. Like, I'm sure there's somewhere else he can chill. Like, I get Joey's bar was destroyed, but I'm sure there's like, you have your own home, or you have like somewhere else at least.
Nah, because
like,
he needs to be a part of the story, to say a couple lines during the protest, and then he just disappears after that.
Speaking of the protest, I'll tell you the theory that I had, or like,
okay,
because I finished the game yesterday, and we're thinking about like, how would this have played out in the OG timeline, you know, before Max rewinds. And that whole protest was called like Loretta's March, right?
Yeah.
So if he was already gonna protest the school taking money, did he just capitalize off of Loretta's death and use that as a, I'm doing this for her?
No, because Loretta wouldn't have died until like the protest was already in action.
No, but in like the very beginning, there's posters saying that this was for her, and it's like, what did he mean? Because the detonation, we stopped that days before, like a day or two before it happens.
True.
So in the OG one, it's doing it in honor of her death. That's why Max is like, she's going to die, and I need to find a way to stop it. Yeah. So like, would it be like, it would be so fucked if Lucas like capitalized off of another like girl's death for his own gain?
I mean, if anything, that's the most consistent character writing outside of like Max and Chloe.
I hope that theory is right, just because it would make sense, but also like, God, Lucas just fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, Lucas is awful. I don't think he has a
and he has
quality.
No like turnaround moment like at the end.
Yeah,
he just gets banned from the bar finally because Amanda's like, yeah, I'm not letting those people back in after what they did.
Yeah, which again, this motherfucker is like, oh yeah, we're here, Caledon, we won't go, or whatever the fuck he says during the march.
He brings the torches like it's, you know, like it's January 6th and all that.
Yeah, and then like, he doesn't show up again for the rest of the game.
Like, at the end, he's in the epilogue running away from Loretta. If you saved her, she's like asking questions like, oh, so you basically committed terrorism, right? And he's like, no, I didn't. And she's like, well, on this episode, you said that Caledon should, you know, go down, whatever. And he doesn't even have a rebuttal. He's just like, okay, I may have said that, but, and he just like runs away. And then Max just kind of gives like a sort of like a thumbs up, like, all right, Loretta, go off, girl.
Let's go ahead and we'll swap topics from Lucas, and even though we've kind of talked about her already, let's talk about Safi, because I feel like we kind of just grazed a lot of the issues with Safi. But, you know,
Because
there's...
they're so much worse in Reunion.
Yeah, because at this point, she went from, like, I need revenge for the things that happened to me, to, alright, now I'm just gonna use my powers to fuck with people.
Did she ever say why she came back to Caledon?
No, I just kind of assumed it was because she wanted to bring her mom down, along with, like, the school in general. Because, like, I don't know about you, but when I was playing through Reunion, I didn't think at any point that Safi was the one who started the fire.
Oh no, I didn't think either, because my reasoning was, no, she would watch it burn. She wouldn't start it. She's just here for the chaos.
Yeah, like, she wouldn't go out of her way to start it, but she definitely wouldn't try and help.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, also, she didn't even know about the fire until, like, you had the choice of telling her or not.
Yeah, which I thought could have been one of those things of, like, oh, this is one of the times where you can make the fire, like, less effective because, you know, the idea of you're ensuring your future by trying to avoid it kind of thing. But yeah, no, Safi is she's just a trickster in this game, and it's a very sudden character shift that, in my opinion,
not only that, but they bring up at, like, close to almost the end of, like, she has this, like, no, don't leave me behind. I don't want to be abandoned again. Because she's, like, at one point just begging Max to be like, let's run away. We can, you know, Chloe can come along too. And I guess Moses, which I was like, that was such a big disrespect, because, like, Moses was your, like, best friend, and you go like, oh yeah, him too, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, just anything to convince Max to go. And I'm glad that, like, Max actually, like, you can call her out on and be like, you left for 3 months and you've been actively fucking with me. Why would I do this?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's like, I get it. Everything going on right now, Safi, sucks ass. None of us are really a fan of anything that just happened. But you gotta calm the fuck down, and we need to fix what's about to happen.
It's one of those things too, like I said before, it's just, they just throw in this, like, sudden, like, character trait or moment, and you're supposed to now feel, like, bad for her. It's like, no, she was just, you know, she's been going through things. And it's like, nah, it's too little too late, because you actively screwed with us investigating. And now and she was also trying to convince Chloe too to, like, run away as Max, which, like, Chloe should have, like, slapped the shit out of her or something, be like, why are you, you know, trying to disguise yourself as my best friend?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised Chloe, like, didn't try to, like, throw hands.
I wish that was an option.
Yeah, because, like, especially for, I think it would have happened legitimately if Safi had turned into Chloe, because especially if you chose the, you know, Chloe died to...
Oh yeah, that would have been, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also now thinking, like, oh my god, what if, like, Safi turned into Chloe because, you know, she saw her in the in-between dead world, whatever, right? And then went up to Max, and Max just immediately is like, I know who you are, but this can't be you. Like, a whole Kenjaku in Gato's body thing from JJK Season 2.
Yeah.
I think that would have been beautiful. I kind of want that.
I just draw, like, Safi, like, ripping her head open, being like, it's me, like, inside of Chloe. I don't know if I want to now. Oh my god. And with Safi too, it's just, there's so many, I feel like, conflicting, there's a lot of, like, conflicting things that happens in Reunion with, like, characters.
Yeah.
Because, so in my playthrough, I told her about the fire, and, you know, she's in the whole, like, we'll let it burn, they deserve it. and you have 3 options to like convince her to be like, no, this is important, because you could say Chloe dies, the student dies, or Moses dies, and I'm like, she's not gonna give a shit about Chloe, because at that point it feels like she just hated Chloe for existing.
Yeah.
She's not gonna care about students because she almost like fucked them over in double exposure. So I'm like, hey, Moses is gonna die, and that's when she like backs off. She's like, okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's figure it out. But then later she's like, run away with me and we'll leave everyone. And I don't know, Moses can. Yeah, I guess I should ask him to come along.
Maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, I guess if that's what it takes.
Okay, but Tony's not coming.
He's not real, man. He never shows up. Sophie's been sending the flowers as Tony to Moses.
Oh like, my! What if Sophie is Tony?
Oh my god.
Oh, we just...
She's been keeping this bit up the whole time.
Yep. We learned a thing today. Personally, I did the students are going to die because I agree that Sophie wouldn't have given a shit about Chloe. I thought if I chose the Moses thing, she would have been like, oh, don't try to use him against me, sort of thing. And like, while Sophie doesn't particularly like Caledon, I don't think she wants to see like the students suffer because of what she is gonna do, you know, or won't do, whatever. So I went with the students one, and it basically played out the same way. So I'm curious on like what the option would be if you had picked Chloe's dialogue choice.
I feel like she would have been antagonistic because she brings up the whole, oh, Max, you tried to save me, but you only did that because you saw her. Which,
yeah,
that was not a double exposure, right? You never saw Chloe in that tornado. They just added that, right?
Yeah, that is 100% a thing they added, like, post-game. Because I don't remember ever seeing Chloe throughout the course of double exposure outside of, like...
nightmare.
Yeah, or, like, maybe a photo. Because I can't remember if she's on the photo wall or not.
I mean, Sophie knows of her, because if she died, she's like, oh, who's the girl in the... Oh, she asked either way, like, who's the girl in your wallet?
Oh, yeah, we have blue-haired girl in her wallet. That's right.
Which I still don't get how she recognizes Chloe with green hair and aged up, but...
I don't know. Let's switch over to Moses, because, like, what happened to Moses?
Moses got a grant for a new science department, and it all just burnt down in an instant.
Yeah.
This poor man.
Cause,
all
like...
his anime figures is gone.
Yeah, the samurai anime figure, gone. Non-existent. Melted plastic.
That 3D printer, dust in the wind.
Just very frustrating. Especially, like, with the way Chapter 2 ended in Double Exposure, where he's kind of just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Get away from me.
Yeah.
To now he's just like, okay, Max, I'm gonna scientifically test all of your...
the ways.
Yeah, we're gonna rewind, or science the fuck out of your rewind. Let's go, baby.
Like, I do like he has more to do in Reunion, but it's also like, he takes such a backseat. Because he wasn't even, I don't want to say that important in Double Exposure, but like, he didn't feel like on Safi's level of importance.
No, and like...
Or even Amanda. It's just like, he's there for information.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we can't answer this problem. We should ask Moses. He should know. He's a science nerd.
Which, by the way, I fucking love how stupid Max is. Because with that clip from Vin that you sent me, she's just like, oh, what's gonna happen if you combine this chemical with explosives. And Moses is like, are you fucking stupid? It's going to explode. Big boom.
Yeah, and it's like...
Did you need to call Moses for that?
I kind of want to believe that part of it is like, if Max said it, he wouldn't believe him, but it's like, oh shit, Moses said that it's gonna explode. This is serious. like I feel like I want to believe that just everyone knows Moses is the smart one.
It feels weird because like
I can't define Neil deGrasse Tyson.
How do you not put together, like, you acknowledge these are explosive materials, but you're like, I gotta call Moses just to double check.
Just to make sure.
Moses is also just hella irresponsible. Like, what do you mean you have that kettle, and you're still gonna try and use it?
And he goes, oh, don't worry, man, it happens. She is smart. It was like...
Brother, it is on fire!
Coming from the science person, too. It's like, are you for real? Which, okay, we have him as our, like, training master or whatever. Can we talk about how the storm amnesia thing is such a cop-out for a sec?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe the whole, you just gotta keep reminding them and then they'll still remember, because it just erases, like, all the progress Max did in Double Exposure. Because I felt like one of the themes for that was, like, Max just spent all her life, like, after Arcadia Bay on the road, and now at the end she's finally comfortable to tell people about her powers, because that's been the main crutch of, like, her not wanting to make friends or not wanting to stay in one place. And now just everyone forgets.
Yeah, it's like a very much I have finally found what can be a new home for me. And I have found people that accept me even with my abilities, and then it's just slowly, okay, we need people to forget, though, because, it's gonna be too complicated to explain everything to the general audience if we don't.
But they had the whole, like... Alright, let's start from the top again, in the very beginning, where she went through, like, narrating Life is Strange 1 to Double Exposure, so...
Yeah.
I felt like they could have just added and now, you know, I found, like, my new home and people I can treat as family, and I've told them about everything.
Yeah, like, I get the idea of, yeah, we need to, like, have Max be at home and whatnot, but then it's really hard to just justify okay, but now we need, for gameplay purposes, no one to remember Max as a superhuman.
They explain offhandedly that's why if you romance Amanda, and I'm assuming Vin also.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they broke up. But then would that mean, like, Amanda doesn't remember why they broke up? Because the whole crux was, like, they got into arguments about, you better not rewind.
I think, if anything, Amanda just remembers the arguments, but not the context of the arguments.
It's like everything's just fuzzy, right?
Yeah, so, like, yeah, no, we just fought all the time sort of breakups. Which, also, quick side tangent into that. When was I supposed to re-romance Amanda?
Dude, I have no idea. And the fact that there's no achievement for it, but it's a stat. Like, was I just supposed to be as Chloe, like, glazing Max the whole time? But yeah, I know, she's super great, and, like, not talk about, like, Chloe and Max together?
Yeah.
Because I know there were some options I was just like, yeah, no, she's special to me or something. There was never really, like, Amanda never showed interest.
Yeah, no, she was very much, like, doing her own thing throughout the entirety of the game.
She's like, you know what, we're still friends, that's all that matters. I still care for her, but...
God damn it. Let's talk about Vin, because what the fuck happened to his character?
Bro, like, it makes no sense. Like, why does he regress for... Oh god, how do we even talk about Vin? Because it goes to, like, Yasmin and Abraxas, which, god.
To begin with, Vin is I'm gonna put this as politely as I can, a charming piece of shit.
Yeah. No, he's very, like, he's very cocky and just rude, but it's one of those like, yeah, I can see that person existing in real life.
Yeah, like it's one of those like, oh yeah, I love to hate this guy.
Yeah, like he's an asshole, but he's not like Lucas levels where it's just like, God, he suck.
Yeah. If you romanced him in Double Exposure, I don't know what you're doing with life. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is the one shade I'll throw towards the community. I can't remember what the stats were for people who romanced him, but y'all are insane.
You can't have a gay couple, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, why would you play a gay game where you want to be straight? Fucking wild. But
like, I didn't even feel any romance with him in Double Exposure because he just felt like, I don't know, is it like an enemies to lover situation? Like, it just, like, I'm like, no. Like, everything about him kind of sucks, and like, what, I can't see Max being with him like that.
I don't even see it as an enemies to lovers thing. I just see him as an obstacle you have to overcome.
No, he's the I can fix them.
God, please no. Like, yeah, he was head of Abraxas during Double Exposure, which Abraxas itself will get a whole section later on, because what the fuck happened there?
That derailed so much. He was also Yasmin's, like, assistant.
Yeah.
And he was like, he wanted to be an actor, but like couldn't.
Yeah, even though like he got auditions later on in Reunion, right?
Yeah, yeah, he did. So in Reunion, well, there's a new admin, Owen, which, what a nothing burger of a villain.
I don't even like.
So Vin.
Real fast, I just don't even know if like Owen was like, I think he was a red herring the entire time. Because, like...
Oh, absolutely. No, he came in being like, I'm changing up the way things are. We're gonna go to science. Like, very cartoony villain, in my opinion, of like, I'm big bad, and the whole, Max, you might not have a job, because what the hell do you even do on this campus?
Why do all of your students have A's?
Nowhere. And there's only 5 of them. Max, what do you do? You're always late to classes, apparently. Like, listen, when he pointed all that out, I'm like, you know what? I get it. Why is funding going to, like, this... Like, he does nothing. Like...
Yeah, no, it was very much, like, one of those... If I was a kid, or, like, a teenager playing this, I would definitely be on Max's side of being like, you know what, Owen? How about you shut the fuck up and let me do my job? But, like, as an adult in my late 20s, I'm like, Max, you gotta pull yourself together here, dude.
Big no, Owen, you're right. Why is, like, funding going to this one art class that's just not really having a lot of student retention? Because even Max says, yeah, a lot of them drop out in the beginning because they get scared.
Yeah.
So, like, and Moses like, yeah, we're gonna have a photography major maybe, and he's like, huh, that's cute.
And she gets a free house on campus. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Okay, when Owen's like, how the hell did that even happen? I'm like, you know, you're right. How did that happen? like he just got handed everything, and like he was honestly the most realistic character.
Again, like, as a teenager, I would be 100% behind Max, but, like, as an adult, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Max, like, you got a sweet-ass deal and you're ruining it. How the fuck?
Like, you did not finish high school nor had formal education in photography, and yet you landed a college-level, teaching job.
Fuck.
Owen is so irrelevant, but going back to Vin,
yeah,
like, Vin becomes his assistant now, and he also gets this like grant from Caledon that was like, okay, now you can pursue your master's, which was given to him by Yasmin.
All throughout Double Exposure, Vin is very obviously annoyed with Yasmin. Like, the entire game.
He like hated her. She was like, oh, I'm doing this because of her. Especially the whole thing with Maya. It's like, she made me do this because and she was holding my job. as like a you either do this or you're fired, and then now you can't, so what's it gonna be?
Yeah.
And that means nothing in Reunion because he is just so like, I worship the ground she walks on and I need her approval. It means the world to me. It's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, like, who are you and what did you do with Vin?
And like throughout the game, like there's no hints to him being like, oh, like I miss Yasmin. Like only like as a, I guess, boss, because Owen kind of sucked. But other than that, like he seems like his character arc. He seems so happy of like, okay, I can pursue higher education. I don't have to deal with Abraxas anymore. I can finally focus on me now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right, that's great. Like, so when it's revealed that he's the one that causes the fire at the house, it's like, I picked him as the suspect, but I was like, not confident at all. So I did process of elimination. And I was like, is it really him? Like, he wasn't involved. Like, it didn't seem like he was involved the whole time. Like, what is happening?
I just had a thought, and maybe this can explain the drastic differences with everyone. But I wonder if the reason why everyone's character changes so dynamically, not only just because, there's a 9-month time skip, but because the merging of the timelines, like, fucks with everybody.
Like, did that reset their personalities?
Or, like, altered them severely, is my thinking. But even then, I would like, even if that is the case, in, giving the game the benefit of the doubt, I think they needed to make that more transparent.
Yeah, like, it could even be Max one-off saying, like, oh, ever since the merge, like, some people have been acting strange. Like, just something, because there was no hints at all. It was just, the only thing was everyone forgot about the storm, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people who are, like, a little confused about events, but even then, when Max goes to confront Vin, like, if you get him right, she even says, like, so Yasmin's, like, manipulating you, even as not your boss, like, what are you doing? Why are you letting her have control over you?
The entire thing with Vin just kind of really comes out of nowhere, and it's super frustrating because it's like,
because honestly, in like the majority of the game before that reveal, I'm like, oh, like, he actually has character arc, and he's actually doing good for himself. That's great. Like, he's improved.
Yeah.
Then it just like went out the window. Like, he had like a weird like holding Yasmin to like a god complex kind of.
Yeah, right near the end, it was like a
I
kid
need
died,
her to
but
approval.
yeah, but what else was she gonna do?
And it's like, you don't understand everything she's gone through. It's like, well, I will say I did like Max calling him out on his bullshit when he's like throwing that temper tantrum of like, this is a hard choice for me. You have no idea what's like making hard choices. She's just like, bitch, that's my entire life.
You have no idea what I've done and in how many timelines I've done it, motherfucker.
And still perpetually doing.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a weird, I want her attention still, or she's gonna like really respect me after this, and it doesn't make any sense. And at the end, when you talk to him, he's like, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, I wanted to, be just like Yasmin, but I didn't want to like become her. So, thank you for stopping me, I guess. And if you say, because did you save him in your playthrough?
Vin?
Yeah.
No. I was not sure by the end of it who the fuck was gonna do what. So I picked Joey for starting the fire, and then my mentality was that Owen was going to turn the protest violent himself to justify the price cuts he was doing, if that makes sense.
Okay. So at the end, when you, like, if he lives, you talk to Vin, and yeah, he's like, I quit Caledon, and I'm just gonna go. And you have two options. The first one's like, that's a good idea, get out of here. Or the second one's like, where would you go? If you say that's a good idea, he'll be like, because Max will be like, yeah, I think, Caledon isn't good for you. That's good. And he's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna agree with Lucas on this one. Caledon is toxic. I'm like, no.
That is not what you were supposed to learn.
That is not the takeaway of this. You almost committed arson. Why can't you just take responsibility of your actions? Because I don't think people even knew that he was gonna do it. Because he leaves after Max calls the police, and then they just never report on it because the fire never happened. So, and then if you tell him like, oh, where you go? He's like, oh, he'll be like, it's a more like, oh, I don't know, but, and he like thanks Max, begrudgingly, because he's like forcing it out of himself. Be like, yeah, thank you, I guess, for not making me, go off the edge of being crazy for this woman. All right, see ya.
Bye, bud. Okay.
I guess we could talk about Yasmin.
Yeah, let's. I don't feel like Yasmin did anything in this game.
Why does she have to be evil again?
Right.
Like, what was the whole reason?
I don't even understand how, one, she was allowed to, stay on the board, or two, how she was even allowed to, go back to being the temporary president, because, I don't care how desperate...
cycle.
Yeah, I don't care how desperate I am in order to,
fill the seat.
Yeah, or, to get things back under control. I'm not putting in the bitch that just allowed one of her students to die so Lucas can steal a book,
She steps down, but she's still making major decisions because she's like, oh, don't worry, Maxine, your job is safe. Just let me take care of it. But that goes nowhere. And also, I think they said that the entire board was the former Abraxas members too.
I think a majority of them were. I don't think all of them, but yeah.
So why weren't they taken down when the fire and everything? Because at the end she's like, oh well, I'm only temporary, and then I'll finally tell the police everything that's been going on. It's like, why didn't you just tell them in the first place?
Because then that would solve too many problems. Legitimately, that is the only thing I can think of.
But it could have been oh well, okay, Owen's out, and then they just say half the board is now under question for this incident, because it's come to light. Just something. It's so... I still don't understand why they needed her to be part of this whole Abraxas, storyline.
Yeah, let's move into Abraxas here, because when the trailer... Yeah, when the trailer first got revealed, and we knew that there was some sort of cultish shit going on.
Some eyes wide shut situation.
Yeah, we talked about this because we were both very hesitant when we found out there was going to be another game, and then I was like, I think the cult guys might be a more extremist part of Abraxas. No, it's just Abraxas.
Which is weird because the way that Double Exposure introduces them is that, oh, they are a secret society sort of thing, but Vin is yeah, we have networking parties, and that's how everyone who's been part of Abraxas has great careers because of it.
Yeah, it's
and
a fraternity,
Diamond,
basically.
Yeah, it's like a frat house, and like Diamond was the whole reason why she was when she's running for president was like, hey, they used to do good, like they used to do volunteer work and help out the community, and the whole like that's why she wanted to become president, so like she can go back to those roots.
Yeah.
Did she know about the weird cult shit? I mean, she was part of it, right? Like,
yeah, she would have at least known about like the Mavon party.
She would have known about the weird ceremonial parties.
Yeah.
And the blood wine.
Laced with mushrooms. I'm so glad you also drank it.
I was like, well, I don't want to be suspicious.
I loved Max just tripping out. That was such a cute scene.
Man, when that happened, and I didn't know it was because of the mushrooms, like, because it was laced, I thought it was Safi impersonating Max, because, you know, when you're getting the text from, like, as Chloe from Max, and she's, like, doing all this weird stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, wait, that has to be Safi. And we're like, come on, ask for the code word. Say random test. Yo, establish the code word. Say it. Like, because Max is like, I want to make more Marys of you. I'm like, that's my friend and I were like, no, that's Safi. That's 100% Safi. And it wasn't. It's just a Max on shrooms, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, no, just Abraxas was very, like, it went from, like, a pretty standard fraternity house to, yeah, no, we're going to burn down the entire college to make sure no one knows about this thing.
I don't understand the shift with Abraxas, because you learn a lot about it during reunion, and the fact that it's like it starts out as like that Gretchen or whatever, like, oh, it's a women's league, and then we invite more people, and it's like, okay, when did it go from I'm making like a group for like women's rights to, and now we're gonna have a ritualistic murder?
That is a great question, because it legitimately just kind of,
it just happens.
Yeah. I also don't like the fact that Yasmin is part of Abraxas. Like, I feel like that could have been...
such a... Oh my god, that felt like such a, like, cop-out, like, no, she's always evil. Like,
yeah,
it didn't have to be her. Not everything needs to be connected.
Either establish that in double exposure, that Yasmin has some secretive ties to Abraxas. You don't even have to, like, officially say she was in it, but just say, like, she was connected in some way, shape, or form. Or just don't connect her to Abraxas at all, but have her understand that Abraxas has information that could damage the school's reputation, and for that reason alone, you can't let that information get out.
And I don't like that the information is just kind of given to you. Like, Safi has been, is like, yeah, no, check out this graduation photo. That's my mom in Abraxas. Like, wait, so were you looking for this the whole time? She's like, nope, but I'm gonna ask her about it. And I'm like, why are you back here? Where is your league?
Where's Diamond?
Why did you just leave Diamond on the road? Also, why are you just impersonating your weird southern ex? I want to imagine the southern accent wasn't even, like, the ex's voice. Like, she just did that out of spite.
She was like, I need to make sure no one recognizes me. I'm gonna be from the south. Let's go ahead and I want to talk about what is probably the biggest plot hole in this entire game. Let's talk about Ren.
Dude, this man doesn't go to the school. He doesn't even go here. Like,
I don't even think Ren is aware of, like, 90% of the shit going on in the school.
I don't even remember talking to him, because apparently he's the first kid that talks to Chloe, like, trying to get a rise out of her, but they just call him Townie.
Yeah.
Like, this, like, I don't know if Noelle even said, like, she might have said his name, but when you go back to talk to him, it just says Townie. Like, I did not know this character existed until the evidence board, and they're like, oh, so this is all we can find about Ren. And my friend and I were like, who the fuck is this guy? And I hate that we're like, okay, who's the suspect? Well, we never heard of Ren before. It has to be him. And we were right.
I love it how it was completely just like, listen, we don't know who this guy is, so it has to be him.
It's gotta be him. That's Amanda's guy right there. That's Amanda's, like, best friend. When? When was that? 'Cause she never talked about him.
Were we gonna see this friendship at any point, or?
Like, I don't even remember, like, 'cause he definitely wasn't in double exposure.
Yeah, no.
And even with, like, the beginning part when she has her stand-up thing.
Yeah.
That would have been the perfect opportunity to have him, like, say something in the audience.
Yeah. It would have
like
been
have
nice.
him be like, no, this dude's an asshole for heckling you or something, like, because you had to fix that. I'm just like, who's this man? It's just a guy.
Yeah, not to mention the entirety of, like, Ren's motivation doesn't make sense within the timeline.
Like, how is your dad going to this party where he rugged up and ended up, like, killing himself? Like, how old was he when that happened? Because he was old enough to know, oh, my dad just, like, left us and abandoned us. Because the one thing you find is, like, he has a hard time opening up because his dad disappeared on him.
Okay, I'm gonna double check the dates here. I can't remember exactly what year that guy died, but there's...
It had to be Yasmin was still in college.
Yeah, like, so I'm thinking it was in the 80s.
Yeah,
And obviously this takes place in, like, current-ish years.
They don't give it, like, a year anymore, right?
Let's find out. So, the original Life is Strange takes place in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, 2 years before the events of... Or, like, 2 years before the game actually came out. By that logic, Reunion and Double Exposure would probably take place in, like, 2022, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take. So, we at least have that.
Okay, I'm looking at, like, the wiki, which is hilarious because Ren has nothing, but his father has way more information. So apparently, the father was 19 when he died, and they just said, oh, he's the young father to Ren.
Okay.
In 1994.
So Ren's, like, he is older than Max and Chloe.
Like...
He has to be.
He's gotta be, but he's hanging out with, like, other college students because his whole thing is like, do all the gender study students dress like that? Like, so he has to be in school.
Yeah, which, you know, I've definitely seen older people.
Average ages is like 20 something. Yeah, like could be like mid-20. But
what year did his dad die in? Because that's like the nail in the coffin right there.
1994.
1994. So that means Chloe and Max would have been like 4 or 5 when all of that happened. It's very close. Ren's definitely older than Chloe and Max, but
he has such a forgettable face.
He has a forgettable face, and he just also doesn't look older than Chloe and Max.
Like, his model makes him look like a student. That's why it's really confusing when he's like, but also, why make the dad 19 years old when he died? He could have just been, like, in his 20s. Like, mid-20s or something.
I get it.
Just for the sake of, like, making the timeline make sense. But, like, I get you could be, like, a father at a young age, but Jesus Christ.
Which also means that, like, he also got someone pregnant in high school, because if Ren was a fairly decent age when... Wait, no, that still doesn't make sense, because, like, at that point, Ren, like, best case scenario, Ren's, like, 4 when his dad died.
Where it talks about Ren, but no one is posting it, which is really funny. Not even the wiki. The wiki for Ren is literally nothing except for friends. Amanda. Amanda refers to him as my guy. And that's it. That's all we have for Ren.
Like, he basically breaks the fucking story. It's so wild.
He should have been part of the League of Villains. That's my hot take.
See,
he should have been working with Safi.
I don't disagree, but like it's also just really weird because the way Safi was talking at the end of Double Exposure it sounded like she was wanting to get a bunch of people with powers together to kind of just have their own crew. And so I thought, like, oh, she's gonna go get Daniel from Life is Strange 2, and like...
I really thought Daniel was gonna make an appearance. I guess it makes sense he didn't, because there's so many ways to end it. But, like, I thought this was gonna be we're gonna get everybody.
Safi forgets about her League of Villains plan and kind of just decides to fuck off.
Just random relationships, I guess. I don't know. She's
Yeah.
very hung up on this southern gal.
Just... go sleep with Vin again. I'm sure you'll be fine. But yeah, no, just
I was waiting for the throuple of Amanda, Chloe, and Max. Like, I thought that was gonna be a thing. I was rooting for it.
I'm surprised it isn't.
But what were you gonna say about
But yeah, no, just Ren ends up just completely destabilizing the story because his age doesn't make sense with everything. And so
say he was 8. Man was 19. That's a lot. What is the time where he would have known? Because so when you do the back talk, right, and succeed, he goes full off of I will burn this place to the ground. Where's Jesus, dude? And he's like, my family has been asking questions to Caledon and they have not answered.
Yeah.
So this has been a thing that's been going on in the background of his family wants answers. Caledon's no comment or whatever. It was all accidental. It makes no sense because even on the board, they're like, oh, Ren is just a regular and he's susceptible to peer pressure.
Yeah.
But he's the one inciting this though, so
yeah,
they got him. Even they got him completely wrong.
Yeah, they specifically point out that he's not. They don't think he has what it takes to do what needs to be done. But then Ren's just like, no, I'm not going to do it your bitch-ass way. I'm going to fucking burn down the entire school.
He has the manifesto at the ready,
Yeah. Ren is so frustrating. It just comes out of nowhere.
Just the reveal of it. Only when you do the back talk that's when you get the definitive, okay, it is Ren, and then you go tell Noelle.
Which, by the way, rest in peace, Noelle. I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to give you the mask before I talked to you.
There is no indication ever in the game of, hey, you can hand someone an item if you find it.
Yeah, again, there are some very questionable design decisions in this game, even outside of the story, that just don't make sense. I don't know how I'm supposed to save Loretta. I tried to save her, and then I was trying to go find an item to help her out, and then I got kicked out of the area. And they were like, okay, go to the observatory now. I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's what happened with, with Noelle. It's just alright. No, with the sprinklers, because I didn't turn it on again after I had the valve, and I was like, oh, let's check over here, and it put me in the cutscene of let's go to the observatory now. But, God, okay. Sticking with Ren and his whole thing, the reveal that it's oh, someone died at Braxis. Why does Max suddenly have projection powers of events she wasn't even part of, and she could just display it? So Chloe and
she's learning to do new things, because for the most part she's just been figuring out how her powers work without really experimenting or pushing them forward. Her power-wise, unless because there's nothing going into that to where you can really be oh, hey, Max's powers are still evolving, and
like they have the throwaway line of in the beginning during the train. It's like, oh, Moses is like, oh well, we don't know what else will happen with your powers. We just gotta keep checking. So like, I guess that was the out of like, no, see, this is part of her time powers.
Yeah, which, again, I love aesthetically. I don't think it makes much sense in, like, the scheme of what Max can do, been seen to do in the past, but that's just me.
It was just a way to explain it.
Yeah, that was plot exposition 100%, which, fair, it was cool. I'm not gonna knock it, but it's definitely a choice.
I just want to know, like, how did it become so culty? We're like, all right, we're gonna have a sacrifice, and you all just have to, you know, give up your blood. And it was weird because in Abraxas, that like secret room, they have the giant picture of the founder, almost like that they're worshiping her.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna go somewhere, and it didn't.
Which, like, also you have to question the fact of, like, why the fuck are you going to give a bunch of college students mushrooms and then do a mock sacrificial offering? That is a way to a bad trip, my guy.
I mean, we saw that clear as day when he's just like, I need to give more to the gods. It's like, which one? What are you talking about? You don't even go here.
This fucking game. So Ren is a pain in the ass. Hey, he hurts my brain. I don't know. I think Loretta's the only character really that stayed consistent throughout both games.
I like Loretta in this one. Because she's more of a, no, I'll help you out, Max. Like, double exposure was like, she's just trying to like poke at everybody just to get information. This time around, she's like, no, I need to go about this the right way. I know something bad is going on. And then she's even like, let me help you. Like, let's work together. Like, she still has that snark of like, well, I'll only help, like, you know, I'll give you information, but do something for me.
Yeah.
But like, I liked her character throughout the whole entire thing. I didn't have a problem with her.
Yeah, no, I think she's very consistent. I also did everything I could to try and protect her throughout the course of the game. Like, I rewound to the point before, like, we did a ton of, like, interactions of, like, snooping on, I think it was Owen and Yasmin. I tried my best to save her, but, again, I try and look for a way to help, and the game tells me, nope, you're gonna go to the observatory now. I still feel bad about, or the one perfectionist student bugged.
Oh, Jeanette?
Yeah, Jeanette bugged me, but I don't remember her in double exposure.
Freaked me out. I don't think she was even in double exposure,
okay.
But like, I don't know what was with her character model or something. She was like talking through her teeth the whole time.
Yeah, like she was very smiley.
Freaked me out. Like, hey Max, help me out here. It's like, ugh.
Let's go ahead and we'll begin a wrap up here. But your thoughts on the ending, not just the epilogue, but you know, ended up
like
stopping
talking to everyone.
Yeah, the stopping the fire, all that kind of stuff. Your thoughts, comments, concerns.
If they do a Before the Inferno spinoff, that would be hilarious, and I would love it. Diamond does not show up at all. I saved Loretta, and I ended up saving like everyone except for Noelle. When you listen to Loretta's podcast, it's like you get a call from Diamond, and even Max is like, oh my god, like, hey, it's been so long. And she's like, yeah, sorry, I, you know, kind of just ran out of the school without any like warning, and you know, I've been ignoring you, but I heard what happened at the fire and I wanted to check in on you. And she goes like, I'm glad Safi's okay, and I'm so glad I found people like you and her who are just like me. She goes on to ask Max, do you think your power is a gift or a burden? I said it was a gift. It's like, you know, we're here to help people out. And Max goes, so are you gonna tell me where your powers are? And she's like, no, not yet, but when I'm ready, I'll call you first. And that's it. And Max goes, all right, take care. They're leaving in such a vague way of like, is she gonna be the next like protagonist?
Here's my thing with that too, because I think it's very frustrating. Like, this is supposed to be Max's and Chloe's like farewell game, right? And you expect all of the loose ends throughout this bit to kind of be wrapped up, but Diamond's powers and her just kind of fucking off doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't go anywhere, and it's one of those things that I've had a gripe with like Before the Storm and stuff of like characters like Rachel. It's like, why is no one talking about where are her parents?
Yeah.
Because in Double Exposure, they like she says like, oh, my family's so proud of me, like I have like my own indie film out. Like there are like instances where like it does seem she has a healthy relationship with her parents and they're supportive. So if your like daughter just fucked off and dropped out of nowhere, wouldn't there have been more of a call to like, hey, my daughter's missing?
Yeah, we should probably do something about that.
Because that was like the whole thing with Rachel too, and like Before the Storm, it's like, oh, she's the daughter of the DA. It's like, so how come no one? How come only Chloe was looking for her and won?
But thank you for actually bringing up Rachel, because I almost forgot. The fucking Fireflies.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Fireflies too. What was that?
Like, she was trying to get into Max was trying to get into the Abraxas house. Like, I think she just tried to open the door and realized it was locked, but then a bunch of Fireflies just went over to, like, the cellar door and were, like,
and
flying above it.
They're like, do this, and then they show up again when, like, Chloe is hallucinating the, like, time's up, and they're just, like, glowing.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, that just means nothing. Also, the gnomes.
Yeah, why were there so many gnomes? Deck 9? Why?
Like, even everyone's like, why are there more gnomes popping up? I'm like, honestly, if you said that was Diamond's power, I would believe you. I just needed to know what her powers were. They built it up so much in End of Double Exposure as a mystery, and then it's just it just goes nowhere. And she is just like, yeah, well, I'm not telling you. See it.
You know what? Until someone tells me differently, that is now my headcanon, that Diamond's powers are just gnomes.
The fact that I was theorizing about the game of like, oh, Max is acting weird. Is that like Diamond projecting or something into her and like taking over her for like a bit? Like what a like nothing character. Like, she had so much potential in like the first game.
The Fireflies are also just really weird because, like, I thought that was supposed to be like a nod to Rachel or something, but then it isn't elaborated more, and she's also not mentioned at all basically throughout the entire game. I think Chloe has like one line about her.
Yeah, it's only in that when you're talking Safi down, she's like, you had Maya and I had Rachel. Like,
yeah.
The whole we're not so different, you and I type shit.
Yeah, and I wanted more because, like, again, it's implied Rachel had powers too. Like, I think she had like powers over the wind or something. I don't remember. It's been a very.
Is it kind of implied? It's like her rage was what caused like the wind to like burst out of nowhere. I mean, even also she is like the doe that Max sees in the first game to like lead her to where she is. They wanted to build up like a, oh, that's cool and mysterious. Nothing.
Yeah.
So the ending.
Yeah, back to the ending.
Yeah, no, we could go on for so long about this freaking game. I chose to burn the photo.
As did I. Go into your thought process with it, because we kind of talked about this already, but I want to hear your thought process, and then I'm gonna kind of explain mine and see how it overlaps and whatnot.
So, at the end, when Chloe gets the letter and Mo's like, I don't know what to do with this, Max can time hop again, because she's also like towards the end she turned into this whole like, like kind of perfectionist of like I need to make sure everything is right, which
I will be
sort
the
of
savior.
yeah, like kind of like regressed her character a bit. If we burned a photo, obviously like this powers is a lot for Max, and even like she gave up her trip just to be like I need to save these people because something bad like happened. And I saw this as like Chloe can finally make a choice in this because every time Chloe needs to be saved or like something needs to be fixed, it's always on Max.
Yeah.
So like I sort of saw this as Chloe like easing that burden or easing that like dilemma for Max, and just like have her live kind of a normal life where she doesn't like that's not weighing on her.
I also burnt the photo, but my mentality with it was much more of a... In my opinion, Chloe is still going to be somewhat selfish, and she knows that there is not a world where her and Max can be happy and like actually enjoy their time together while that photo exists. Fair point. Because yeah, there's no way that Max is going to, you know, sit there and be like, yeah, no, we're gonna not go and help the people in life, right?
I did look up the endings for if you do give her the photo.
Yeah.
And there is an option where she either burns it or keeps it and like goes back.
Okay.
And the only way to get the, because at the end it's the photo montage. So when you burn the photo, it shows you going back to Arcadia Bay.
Uh-huh.
If you saved everybody and give the photo to Max, then they show a montage of like her and Chloe together, but that selfie is still in frame. And then at the very end, there's a photo of like Max holding that selfie and then holding a lighter. I guess implying that she's gonna burn it. But if you don't save everyone and give her the photo, and the montage ends with, I guess she went back, but our Chloe is still in this current timeline and she's just like alone by herself.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, which sucks when Moses even brings up the, if Max goes back, what happens to you?
Yeah.
Because Chloe is crying to Max, like when you give her the photo of like, you can go back, I don't know, I just know, like, just find me every time you go back. Like, just find a version of me and promise me you'll come get me. Like, it might not actually be me, but like as long as you find an alternate one, like please promise that you'll always like come and get like some form of me. And Max like promises, but she's like, I wanna like enjoy the moment now. And then it cuts the credits to that montage.
Wow. Okay. What a...
Which is like fucked.
Yeah, that is... that's a choice. I don't get this game, Mystic.
I don't either. Especially the fact that like she only burns it if everyone lives. Like that's crazy.
Well, I think that makes sense though for like especially how much she was spiraling.
Oh yeah, but it's still like, god damn. Also, I need to mention, because I did go back and I was like, alright, let me save Noelle. Shout out to the janitor, the custodian guy. He doesn't even have a name, and they even say it at the end. You know, the custodian that's just like dancing all the time, and he's like,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So at the end of the game, when you save everyone, because there can't be a memorial, only just for the building, it's now the Wall of Heroes, and it's Max, Noelle, and the custodian. Like big framed, but it's like still in the memorial section, and it's still called like memorial or whatever, which I find hilarious. But when you hover over the custodian, she's like, wow, no one even knows his name. Like, was he from Caledon? Like, what's going on? And like, my crackpot theory is that that's just Alderman. He forgot who he was because he has no identity and reincarnated as the custodian. Like, I should be here, but I don't know why. They couldn't even bother to just name him something.
Listen, they got too
like,
many important characters to work on.
The fact is like, yeah, custodian. Thanks.
Hey man, imagine if they had named him, they wouldn't have had time to make the compelling story about Ren.
What a frustrating game.
It's very frustrating. Uh, I still think it's better than Double Exposure, which isn't saying much, because I think outside of... what was it? Outside of, like, Captain Spirit, I think Double Exposure is my least favorite game that is within this franchise. But it's definitely, like, Captain Spirit, Double Exposure, and then... I kind of go back and forth on whether or not I like Before the Storm more than 2, but it kind of, again, it goes back and forth. But I want to say Reunion is my third favorite.
Okay.
But I can almost promise you, if you ask me about it like a year from now, I'm going to tell you something different.
Reunion's better than Double Exposure, but it's still on the low end. Like, True Colors and 1 will always still be my top choices.
Make sure we have everything here, because I think we've gone over just about everything.
I guess my gameplay-wise, I wish they made more of a, hey, you can give items and stuff to other people. Like, even if Max got the mask, right, she could have said something like, oh, this could be useful for someone who's going to rescue, like, you know, the students, or there's a lot of smoke, this will be helpful for someone who's in there.
Yeah.
Or who's going in. Yeah, that was not clear at all, and I feel like sometimes it felt like the game had like a time limit, like a timer, but it never was. Like, when the custodian's like, oh, turn on all the valves, like, hurry, like, there's so much smoke in there and I'm going in right now. So my first playthrough, I like rushed it, and that's why like I found the mask afterwards, like after I told Noelle. But like, you could just, like, the second time like I played that scene, I was just like browsing around and there was like nothing.
See, and like I think I talked to Noelle, then found the mask, but I thought that was going to be a tool for me later on, and not something
That's what I
needed
thought too.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we're gonna rescue Chloe and Safi. I thought we were gonna put the mask on Chloe.
Yeah. Which also, real
yeah.
quick, what the fuck was that Chloe being saved by the leaf truck?
It just broke her fall, man. Really.
Where did it come from? Because like, it wasn't anywhere near the building. Like, it was on the other...
It was by the yeah, where the shut-off valves were.
Yeah, but...
the sudden power of Max just like blipping like through time, I guess, to like go a little faster.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I think they just needed a way to like demonstrate her moving faster than like people could see. But
when was that established? Like, was that during the training where it was like, oh, Max can like teleport a little bit?
I think what it's supposed to be is like her rewinding, but because you aren't controlling her rewinding, obviously, it just looks like she's blipping in and out of existence. I think that's what it's supposed to be, but I could be wrong on that. That was just my interpretation of how that works. I feel like that wouldn't make sense,
because she kept rewinding as Chloe fell, and it wasn't working. The game showed you it wasn't working, so like, and then she was suddenly just down there, and just kept like blipping in and out. I don't know, like, if that was part of, like, I don't know if that was like one of the powers that they found out together, like her and Moses, but like that should have been used somewhere in the game instead of just like, oh, here's a chart of everything they did and you have to read through it.
Yeah.
Like, at least use it once in game just so it could be like, yeah, that's something she can do.
Which, actually, I just remembered this. and I really want to talk about it. So last thing before we wrap up here, the lake scene. I fucking loved that scene. Because everybody, like, I haven't seen too many people talk about it online because I think a lot of people are still trying to avoid spoilers and stuff like that. But I cannot think of a better way for Deck 9 to basically tell everybody, no, this ship is toxic, they can't be together. And this is the universe telling them to knock it off.
Even though you can rekindle their romance at the end.
Yeah.
I found it so funny. And I kept being egged on, like, no, try it again. I was like, well, we failed twice. Like, what would make us keep doing this? And then they threw into, like, I think the universe is against us.
Yeah, it was so... I love it. Like, again, that is the one thing with Deck 9 where I'm like, yeah, you did good, buddy. That was... I loved that scene so much. I'm just... Again, because I love Chloe, I love Max. Them together, though, I think is problematic.
Especially, like, the first game. I feel like it's weird because Reunion... Chloe's definitely more mature, and since I played the one where she died, it's like she feels kind of like a different character to Max, because like Max never experienced the whole like them being together.
Yeah.
I don't know if it means like if they're together now, it's like still not gonna end well. It feels like it will. I don't know.
Yeah, it's questionable. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with the next Life is Strange game.
Before the Inferno.
Yeah.
We need the Safi Diamond adventure.
Context for everyone watching and or listening right now. The main reason Mystic really wants this is because I said I would Venmo her $50 if it actually came out.
Come on, Deck 9, we need answers. You already did Before the Storm. What's another one with fire?
What's another one with fire?
that's the subtitle of it.
Yeah.
Listen, as much as I want that, I want the Alderman files. Where is this man? Can we let him out of purgatory?
No, he's gone. He is in purgatory from now until the end of existence.
Like, I have been trapped here for years, and no one's come looking for me.
I'm sorry I accused a black man. Let me out of here. God, I am so ready. Let's go. I don't know how they're gonna continue all of this now without Max and Chloe, but at the same time, I'm like, I'll give it a shot.
Diamond is not the next protagonist. Like, they keep teasing this whole, I'll tell you eventually. Like I felt like they were building up to something, and it's just the fact they're like, oh, well, one day I'll tell you, Max, when I'm ready. Like, bro, it's been like over a year, and you've seen how Safi is. Like, where are you?
Yeah, like, what's going on? You can talk to me, Diamond, I promise.
Like, Max should have been the first person she went to, and not Safi.
Yeah, which... You would think Safi would have at least told us what Diamond's power is, because you would assume after, like, 9 months, Safi, like, at least knows what she can do, and can be like, oh yeah, Max,
well,
by the way.
Yeah, like, I mean, the whole reason why she recruited her to the League of Villains was, just like me, huh? Got that nosebleed. Come on, I'll give you the answers.
I love the nosebleed thing, but it's so stupid, because, like, my brain just
like,
automatically...
that's the indicator.
Yeah, but my brain always just goes to, like, anime moments where, you know, they see a hot girl and they just get a nosebleed.
Like, honestly, could have just been, like, the altitude, or, like, it could have been anything. You just saw the nosebleed, it's like, yep, one of me.
Diamond doesn't actually have powers. She just had a nosebleed.
She just had, yeah, and she's just been like, this is why she doesn't tell us her powers. She's just lying the whole time. It's like, I'm not actually special like you guys. It's just, I, like, wanted to be part of something.
Oh, Before the Inferno is gonna be great.
Oh, I can't wait for Before the Inferno.
Alright, Mystic. Any final words for the people listening?
I like Life is Strange, but this, you know, if you want to experience it, buy it on a sale. You don't need to, like, even if it's 40, though. No.
You don't gotta do this to yourself.
You know, like, you really don't.
Are you going to be playing the next game whenever that comes out, whether that be, 2028 or never?
I really don't know. Unless it's Before the Inferno, then absolutely 100%. But if it's like a new installment, it's not gonna be like a first day buy.
Perfectly fair. Perfectly fair. I will probably give it a shot. Like, I think Reunion gave me enough hope to, like, sort of justify it. But I'll need to see whatever the next trailer is before I know for absolute certain that I'll get it.
Like, what's the next natural disaster that's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's just gonna be an earthquake.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright, everybody. Mystic does a lot of cool art on twitter.com/MysticArcane. Link will be in the description below if you want to check her stuff out. She also...
got that Instagram.
Yeah, she also did the thumbnail for this video. It's beautiful. So...
Encapsulates our pain.
Yes. If you need art done, she can do commissions. And as long as you're following people on Twitter and Instagram, I also have an account. Those are linked down below. Yeah, I'm great at this YouTube thing. Thanks for watching and listening, and we will talk to y'all next time, probably after I play Persona 3.
Hell yeah.
Alright, bye.